Welcome back to part 3 of Crazy Frog Racer here on the Shovel Warehouse. And we're still going. In the last couple of parts we completely failed to do one of the actual cups. So instead what we're going to do now is single races on some of the other tracks. Just so that we can see a bit more content. To see what else they've got to offer us. I'm not expecting great things, if I'm honest with you. This says it's in a sewer, which I think is quite appropriate for the quality of the game. We're playing as the annoying thing himself, the only one without a vehicle, because in the music videos he rides on an invisible scooter. Which I guess makes sense at the time. I have different weapons for him, apparently. Or at least the first two seem different. That ow noise, I don't know whether that's universal, but it's the noise that Michelle was making while we were doing the cup. Yeah, get some rockets in your face. Oh, it continues. Oh, we're still bouncing around. I'm just going to start laying landmines everywhere. Every time I do that, it makes the ding 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 noise. Almost makes me not want to win. Well, I already don't want to win. I want to just cease this terrible existence. Nothing quite like Crazy Frog Racing. Oh my, look at this is what I mean about the track design. It's just random and lazy. Somebody sat down and thought, right, I need to design, what is it, about 16 tracks for a racing game? And then what happened was they were wearing their Michelle outfit, which is the reason he's in the game, because somebody liked to create original characters. Because originally they wanted to be a character designer at somewhere like Bethesda or Nintendo, and they ended up making this particular piece of media instead. But they're sat there and they're designing characters, and they've made up Michelle, and they've decided he's a chef. And while doing that, they've made a little costume, because that's the kind of person they are. And just to really complete the character, they cooked up some spaghetti. Not realising, of course, that spaghetti is Italian and that Michelle is French. And then the boss came along and he was like, hey you need to design some tracks for this terrible racing game. He didn't say it was terrible, he thought it was the best idea ever. So the person dressed up as Michelle dropped their spaghetti all over the floor. And it happened to land on some graph paper. And that's how these tracks were designed. Spilled optimistic spaghetti. From the nobody will give a damn school of game design. Just dropping bombs. Literal bombs. And the best part is, of course, this sold well enough to get a sequel. So, good job, mainstream consumers. Just the very concept of it baffles me. I mean, I said in the intro in part 1 about how we decided that it was a good idea to advertise ringtones on television. And an even further good idea to make games based on those ringtones. Now, there have been games made based on some strange things throughout gaming history, but the fact that a ringtone got not one but 2 separate games is... I don't even have the words for that. It makes me want to take my PlayStation... Oh, look, I'm stuck on a pipe. I was doing really well then. Oh, I'm still doing really well. What the hell? The AI is really, really random. It's either schooling you all the time, or just miles away. This is not Mario Kart. I mean, I realise Mario Kart 8, at the time that I'm making this video, Mario Kart 8 has been out for a while now. It's received multiple glowing reviews. I don't think that Nintendo were particularly worried by the annoying thing. I don't think it kept them up at night. I don't think they thought we should make something in response to this. I'm certainly glad they didn't think let's make him a cameo in Mario Kart Double Dash or something, which I guess was probably around the same time. It's just asinine. It's so empty. It's so devoid of any kind of thought or logic or skill. The weapon system is broken. It's entirely broken, because if you're in first place, as I am now, you will get to the coins first. And if you get to the coins first, you can just keep infinitely dropping bombs and things. That's less balanced than Wipeout HD, which was already kind of unbalanced. Complain all you like about rubber banding AI in Mario Kart, at least I'm not even going to try and compare this to Mario Kart in any serious way, actually. It would be a waste of my time. As was that 5 minutes, 44 seconds, 967 milliseconds that I just spent doing that race. This is not... I think I've seen about enough of that. I think we've all suffered enough of that. I'm going to see what else there is. I think we know what to expect from the remainder of those cups. There's a mode down here called Chase, which is interesting to me. I'm going to pick the mascot with his annoying, stupid noise. Let's see what this is. Again, not expecting greatness. Okay, I see a lot of drones. I presume this is actually the music video. Not the music video. Although there was... I might have mentioned this already. They did eventually do a remix of Axel F from Beverly Hills Cop with this stupid tune stuck in it. Are they just trying to kill me? Is that it? I've got a meter count that's going up. Am I supposed to just... I think I'm supposed to just survive. I think that's the idea. Please explode. Go away. Do something interesting. You know what? I can't believe I'm going to say this, but this actually makes sense. Bear with... I mean, it's still horrible. You know, the controls are still terrible, the mechanics are still awful. But had the game been primarily this, at least I could have said, yeah, that makes sense in the context of what it is it's based on. Because this is the context of what it's based on. This is what the game is. This is what the Crazy Frog is. The videos were all this. It really does, as much as it pains me to say it, this does make sense. And it's not an awful idea. I mean, the execution's still obviously awful. It's not massively redeemed itself, but it has redeemed itself a little bit by having a mode in it that's kind of faithful to the subject material. Yeah, this is really quite surprising because it's reasonably fun. And as I say, it makes sense. Oh, I exploded. Well, that's the most satisfying part of the game for me so far. The part where I blew up. I'm going to keep the name. The name makes sense. That was not entirely awful. which has sort of thrown me off my stride a little bit, because I was expecting every single thing to do with this game to be an abomination and an affront to my senses as a person with ears. I'm going to check out the jukebox. Well, that's... Here's the thing that I don't understand with the Crazy Frog. I said it in the last video. He doesn't look much like a frog to me. He looks like he has breasts. Is he supposed to have breasts? I also would like to just give a shout out to all the people who are credited in these tracks, because I genuinely believe you probably put more thought into these tracks than the people designing the tracks that you actually race around. So well done you. Although personally, and this is just a personal preference, I still think it sounds terrible. But that's me. And that, I think, just about wraps up how much Crazy Frog Racer we really need to see. Which means it's time for the verdict. This is actually the perfect match between source material and video game adaptation. Because, like the Crazy Frog itself, almost everything about this game is irredeemably awful. The mechanics don't seem to work, with the slightest breath on the controller sending you careening off the track. The AI is either asleep or superhuman, and the tracks themselves have been designed entirely by accident. Sort of like if you let a 9-year-old scribble about in paint and then hit export to video game. I say almost everything because the chase mode is at least a good idea within the context. It's still awful, but at least it sort of makes sense. This is literally the nicest thing I can say about it. Gameplay? No. Graphics? Hell no. Sound? No. Final verdict? 2. As in, I wish before playing this game I had removed the use of at least 2 of my senses. Out of 10.